LA Sparks fans, we are back. LA Sparks Weekly. Michael Matthew here with DJ Treacy Treese. It didn't go well today. Tough game for the team. They lose by 19 points to the Phoenix Mercury there in Phoenix. We got that. We got so much more to talk about here with LA Sparks Weekly. So 87-68, the Phoenix Mercury just knocked off the Los Angeles Sparks. DJ, what went wrong? What went wrong in this defeat today?
I think a couple things went wrong. First of all, it was just old school spanking, right? It was some seasoned vets toward a team that has some vets with a lot of new rookies. It looked like that tonight. Of course, you saw Phoenix's starting five just go off.
Yeah.
And from behind the three-point line, Diana Taurasi is what happened.
Man.
There was multiple things. And two, I think we talked about it last week.
Yeah.
Or in the last episode, them being in a desperate situation. They're finally playing together. It's like as soon as you play the Sparks, you want to get it together, but you fell apart against every other team.
Hey, and just shout out to the Mercury because they brought it to the Sparks. You
They
started
did.
off 15-16 in the first quarter. That second quarter, 24-7. You kind of felt, I don't know if the Sparks can come from this. We talk about LeBron James and his greatness playing for so long. But this woman, Diana Taurasi, 41 years old, can come out there
20
and give
seasons.
you 30 points. Like, we got to give her all of the kudos in the world.
Yep.
One of the greatest, not only women basketball player ever, one of the greatest basketball players ever.
Athletes.
And, it made it real tough. De'Arica Hamby, she does what she does. Wasn't able to get 10-plus rebounds, but she had 20-plus points.
Yep.
She's continued to doing it. What needs to be tweaked? Because we saw a team so promising in training camp, the preseason, that we were like, man, if these players do what they're supposed to do, they have a chance. What needs to be tweaked?
I think that it's just the turnovers.
Okay.
The turnovers, the offensive rhythm, the getting the things together
Yes.
like that normally would be there. It's all the things we've been talking about, but also De'Arica Hamby and Kia Nurse are the only two starters that are producing at a high level.
Man, these last
Laisha
few
Clarendon
games.
is not there.
Yep.
Lexi Brown hasn't hit like she normally would. And we got the two rookies in there that we can't expect too much from.
Yeah.
So these are all the warning signs of a young team that still got to learn how to figure it out. A 20-point loss tonight with 19 points. I didn't expect that.
Nah, not at all.
But it's what happened.
And I'm curious, as you guys know, as usual, we're going to have the coaches and a couple players on. But I'm curious what they have to say because I feel that it's about time for a change in the starting lineup. Like, of course, you're going to have Cameron there. You got to have De'Arica. Kia Nurse is playing well. We need two new pieces. I think it's fine if Kia moves to the bench. She brings energy, versatility from there. But with Lexi's struggles, she went out with the ankle injury, so hopefully she's okay. But with her struggles, you will hope that they will want to put a new player in there just to see what they can do. Maybe you can say, hey, we're going to go Ari McDonald.
Got to be Ari
at
McDonald.
Point guard. Maybe we put Ray in. For some reason, I don't know why they're allergic to giving her minutes, but maybe we throw her in just to see what we got and allow Alexi to get healthy, come off the bench, to put in some points because I can't really put my finger on what exactly is the issue. The turnovers are big. You can't have more turnovers than assists. That's always a product that leads to losing games. But, man, it just looks really tough with a team that looks so promising when you look at the individual talent.
But we need consistency.
Yeah.
You need at least 4 of your 5 starters to score double digits, even if it's in the low double digit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You need that, and we haven't found that yet. And once we get it, we'll be good. But like you said, a quick adjustment. Start an Airy.
Yeah.
And, bringing Lexi off the bench and hoping that she brings some energy. And that's not, demoting her down from a starting lineup. It's reacting to her ankle injury and realizing that we don't have Laisha in. Ari has had some phenomenal games. She needs to be running the entire I don't care if you're tired. Let's do that. Alternate her with Zaya Cook coming off of the bench to lead that second unit. Bring Rakia back. I'm a big fan of Rakia on the bench because that new energy always surprises them. She's going to be on the defensive side, on the offensive side. It's just, I do think that we need a little bit of a shakeup, a little bit of a reset, because De'Erica Hamby and Kia Nurse can't lead everything.
Yeah, they can't do everything, and a little shakeup isn't bad. With this loss, I believe that gets them to 2-6.
Yep.
Some games that they were close that they maybe should have got, they let get away. The young players, like you said earlier, they're struggling. Rakia, the switch to the starting lineup, she's kind of had her issues. Cameron, of course, she's a defensive great already. But when it comes to the offense, she hasn't really been able to match what De'Erica is bringing. But I'm going to be so interested to hear what Coach Kurt Miller has to say. He was back today. But, man, just a tough loss. 87-68, the Phoenix Mercury knock off the Los Angeles Sparks. We got Coach coming up for you after the break.
And these are the breaks.
These are the breaks.
You know what it is.
Profanity Nation. A podcast for the fans, by the fans. Dive deep into the topics the other shows miss. Raw and uncensored.
And he's going to play team ball. His legacy is at stake.
Rare, hard-hitting interviews with players, coaches, and you, the super fans.
I'm not hating. I'm like, okay, cool. Good.
3 championships in 5 years. He's more than good, bro.
Profanity Nation. Listen live or subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. Powered by Jesse Brown of Keller Williams.
Get started with opening statements from Kurt.
Disappointing first half performance offensively. I thought their physicality, which we had, talked about and prepared for, bothered us in a second quarter that really put us in the hole. But to our credit, we came out, scored 46 second half points, pleased with the answer there offensively. Did a decent job inside the arc defending them, but they had a really, really good night from the arc led by Diana. It was one of those nights where they got going from the arc. So, again, disappointing result, see growth in that second half, but we've got to come with more of a sense of urgency and a fight in us, especially when we're on the road.
Infanity TV.
Hey, what's up, Coach? Michael Matthew here. Just when it comes to Diana Taurasi, you've been around the game of basketball for a very long time. To see somebody at 41 years old to be able to do the things that she's doing, just how special is it? And were you able to speak to Rakia and Cameron so that, they can see, like, this is where you can get to if you really lock into the game of basketball?
Yeah, Diana's, the GOAT, right? And truly special that she's done it for so many decades. And, I'm fortunate to be around her in USA basketball. In camp after camp, when I'm there, people ask me who's the best player in camp, and consistently Diana's the best player. When we go to those USA camps, she just knows how to play. She looks really healthy, knock on wood, as part of that USA staff that I'm on. Excited for her in Paris. But tonight, we just couldn't find any disruption on her at the 3-point line. And she can have nights like that. We prepared for some of those actions that she was able to score on. And it just, again, their production at the Arc was a huge difference in the game.
Hey, Coach DJ, quick question for you. How happy were you with tonight's ball handling and the point guard aspect of it and getting the ball around to other team members?
Yeah, I thought after we settled in certainly a half that was really disjointed offensively in the first half, we really handled the ball. Our tempo was better, that we could be successful at, in scoring, 46 points on the road in a half for us is a big half for us. So I like how we responded. Ari had to play a lot of minutes tonight at the point with Lexi's ankle injury. And, we're still down the starting point guard in Leja. So, it's a little bit by committee. Zaya came in and played part the fourth quarter at the point guard position. So, again, it's point guard by committee right now, but appreciate, Ari McDonald and how hard she played in a tough situation where we didn't really have other point guard options in the second half.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Blake. Blake.
Bueller.
Do we have any other questions for Kurt? Thanks, Kurt.
Thank you.
Ready to go? So we just heard from Coach. Yeah, man. It's just, he's trying to figure things out. You could tell. He may be in a situation to where he really needs to figure out, because I think right now what's really key is the point guard play.
Yeah, he said it's point guard by committee.
Yeah.
Everybody's kind of contributing to the point guard position, which makes it tough.
And when you see a team like Phoenix that got Natasha Cloud, she comes out, give you 21 and 12, how important the position is. And for you not to really know who's going to be running the offense and initiating offense, it makes it tough on any team.
Yep.
That's what makes what De'Erica's doing so special to me, because, she don't really have a point guard that's constantly feeding it to her. But, man, what can they do, DJ, with this situation? Because we've been talking about making a change. Maybe that's not what Coach's plan is. Maybe he wants to see Lexi do it. Or is he just waiting for Leja? What do you think is going to happen at that position?
I think we're pretty much making it up as we go along based on the scouting reports, which is the best that he could do at this point. Mm-hmm. But the change that we're looking for is Ari McDonald stepping up. He said it. Mm-hmm. He's like, Ari stepped up and is playing extra minutes. Yep. Congratulate her for always playing so hard, and thank her and really give her flowers there. Yeah. But that's what's gonna happen. All roads lead to Ari.
Facts.
We don't have any other option but to depend on Ari. She needs to play a lot of minutes. Zaya is gonna be that backup that can also offensively do it. I'm not trying to say Zaya's a backup. What I'm saying is Zaya can come in, give Ari a breather, and then score.
She will be a different type of look at point guard. So that's why until Leja come back, because I believe that Leja's a safe bet. She's like a Derek Fisher.
Always
at the
gonna
point
come
guard
back.
Position. She's solid. She's safe. But until then, I believe going to Ari, allowing her to play the full-time point, bringing in Zaya to play point, taking Lexi off the ball. Hopefully she's healthy. She's ready to go next time they're on the court. But if she's not, that's when I think we're really going to be able to see that. But I think he has to make sure he keeps people in their roles. Lexi's job is to put the ball in the basket. You don't really care about what she do for anybody else. It's about putting the ball in the basket.
For sure. We need her to get hot. We need Lexi to be DT.
Man, we need her to shoot and score. Kia Nurse, that's her job. She had 4 assists, which is great. But her job is to put the ball inside of the rim.
Basket, yeah.
So I'm hoping that Coach all right, this is your role. This is what you're going to do. And he's going to have to kind of get to that, because coming up soon, after next week, They have the longest
Stretch of
road
games,
history
man.
I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Honestly, in the WNBA, and it's very crazy.
Yeah, and two, I think that it's tough because he keeps being put in this situation where we're exactly where we were last season. If y'all want to rewind the show a full year, we were talking about the injuries and all of the last minute kind of changes. I don't think he can fully execute a plan because every time he get a plan, a piece of the puzzle fall out. It's like I couldn't have forecasted that Azure wasn't gonna be playing. You know, like we really miss her. Now we got Stephanie that we trying to bring in and is a flex player and do all of these different versatile things. Ray as well. We can utilize Ray a little bit more. She got to stay out of foul trouble. And then you got two rookies that now you're heavily dependent on.
Yeah, and they're learning the game. Cameron had 5 fouls today. There's 2 players that are learning. That's why I think Coach was smart at the beginning of the year. He said, build. When you're building
we can
something.
see that, though. He ain't even need to say it.
Yeah, I know. We can see. We already knew what to expect. But, you know, because we're giddy about the team and we know some of the players and we see their individual abilities, we're like, okay, hopefully they can win some games.
Yeah.
But it's looking really tough right now.
Yeah.
But, you know, just to talk about Diana Taurasi because, you know, we give so much love to the greats of the God game that we overlook somebody who is as special as Diana Taurasi.
Yep.
For her to be doing this, like Coach said it, like I've coached her in the Olympics, but for her to be doing this is just so special. Will we ever see anything like this again, DJ?
Not for a long time. I think it's like Sue, it's like DT, and what's crazy is she is showing no signs of stopping. We talk about LeBron in 21 seasons. She's in her 20th season, 41 years of age. It looked like she kind of holding herself back. She looked like she could drop 20 at the YMCA after this game. I mean, she's a phenomenal player. So many hats off to Diana Taurasi for just being the legend in basketball that she is,
and
for sure.
She's good for the game. Because for somebody like a Cameron Brink or Rakia Jackson who are like, hey, I got visions of me being a top 5, top 10 player in the league, you have somebody like Diana Taurasi who's done it for so long that hopefully, I'm just hoping that they were able to go
when you
in the
get
locker room and get a conversation.
By a GOAT, and a lot of GOATs and a lot of different vets from a different position, I think that's what it is. But you know what? This game was only on Spectrum Sportsnet, and I'm kind of glad it wasn't on national TV because we need to get our butts whooped like that on national TV.
I don't care. We need to be able to see these games. Everybody needs to see these games and more of it. But, hey, we got the players. We got De'Erica Hamby, Kia Nurse here to talk to you after this tough loss for the Sparks.
We'll get started with Infanity.
Hey, ladies, it's DJ from Infanity TV. Quick question. Tonight was a tough loss, but you both had double-digit scoring. Can you talk about where you are right now with encouraging your rookies that things will turn around and keeping your head in the game to continue this rough road trip and on your way back home?
Yeah, I think we've just been emphasizing how long of a season it is. We're, 8 games in, and usually the playoffs come down to the last 3 or 4 games. So just reminding them that we're still doing good things that we're going to take and continue to build from. And yeah, we're not gonna continue to lose all these games.
We've been in every game too. We're not getting really blown out. We give ourselves opportunities. We just gotten to a couple deep holes that's been hard to get out of.
Hey ladies, Michael Matthew here. Want Diana Taurasi, man, to see how special she was able to play tonight. 41 years old. We hear so much about LeBron and he's aging and still doing this. Just how much respect to not only the game of women's basketball, but just the game of basketball, period, that Diana Taurasi should get with the way that she's still performing.
I mean, it's not surprising. I played with Diana for 2 years, and if you are around her and you see how she works on and off the court, both in season and off the season, she plays at a high level. She plays with the ultimate confidence, obviously the ultimate green light, gets her shot off as quick as possible, and they do a good job of putting her in situations where she can find a sliver of space and knock it down. So she deserves a ton of respect. To be able to do what she's doing at her age is extremely impressive and still playing at a really high level.
Thank you.
Ray?
Hey, Ray Morali from the Sporting Tribune. You guys had 18 turnovers again for this game. So what do you guys feel like you have to do to keep them down for the next few games or so?
Not turn it over.
Just be a little bit more composed, reading defenses a little better, being proactive and not reactive.
Thank you, ladies.
So we just heard
Recording
from
stopped.
Kia Nurse, De'Erica Hamby.
Yep.
They talked about it. Turnovers. You can't, I prefer a missed shot than a turnover because at least maybe you can get offensive rebound. But when you turn the ball over, you're taking away shot attempts, taking away possessions. You had 3 players that had at least 3 turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
Just how much is this killing the team? And hey, me and you, DJ, we got to try to figure out how do they fix this and fix the turnover issue.
I think that they need practice. It's like me playing 2K and I'm trying to read the plays and I can't. I don't know what the cheat code is, and it's really you throwing it a little too short, a little too hard. You being predictive, like De'Erica just said. You being reactive and not proactive. So you're reacting and throwing the ball, and things kind of just snowball effect. So really, it's just slowing down the pace of the game, letting the game come to us, and getting some practice and reps in enough for them to be more familiar with each other, because these are all of the signs of just a rookie team playing together for the first time with limited synergy.
And it's about, it's trying to figure out how to start faster. We saw the last couple of games. They start slow. They got to make a comeback, which they're able to do. They always look like they can make it competitive in the second half. How do you play a full, complete game, So hopefully they can figure something out with that. We got more for you because we got to continue to talk about this, talk about what's next for the Sparks. So make sure you guys stay with us here with LA Sparks Weekly.
And these are the breaks.
These are the breaks.
You know what it is.
Profanity Nation. A podcast for the fans, by the fans. Dive deep into the topics the other shows miss. Raw and uncensored.
And he's going to play team ball. His legacy is at stake.
Rare, hard-hitting interviews with players, coaches, and you, the super fans.
I'm not hating. I'm like, okay, cool. Good.
3 championships in 5 years. He's more than good, bro.
Profanity Nation. Listen live or subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. Powered by Jesse Brown of Keller Williams.
So we're back, Sparks fans. Once again, the Sparks come up short. 68-87 to the Phoenix Mercury. Big time game from Diana Taurasi and Natasha Cloud over there for Phoenix. But for the Sparks, we got to do it after every game.
Yep.
Our players of the game. Who you got today for your player of the game?
I got to go with Old Faithful, De'Erica Hamby. And I mean that in the best way possible, because it's times like these when things are falling apart that you just can enjoy the fact that one player is going to put up those consistent numbers. Another game of double digits. So big shouts out to De'Erica Hamby for just still finding a way or making one, even though it was hard to get the ball around. There was a lot of turnovers. Yeah. What about you, Michael? Who's your player?
She had 23 points, so shout out to De'Erica. That's the easy pick, I'm going to go with Kia Nurse, man. This is back-to-back solid performances from her. She started off game number 1. You were like, whoa, we got a crazy pickup. She's starting to get that rhythm back, knocking down some shots. 12 points, 4 assists, scoring, playmaking, doing her thing, playing some solid defense. So it's easy to go De'Erica.
It is.
She probably is the census top pick for player of the game. But I'm going to go Kia Nurse, man. She's doing some solid things these last few games.
That's dope. And before we get off of here, let's just talk about the availability of the games, right?
Okay.
This was a little bit hard to find. And WNBA fans, LA Sparks fans, there are a couple places that you can find the WNBA games, right?
Yeah.
League Pass is one of them. On Friday nights it's on Ion. There was another game that was on Twitter, so just keep these on your radar, okay? There are a couple that be on ESPN and ABC if they nationally televised. This one was on Spectrum Sportsnet. I personally, if anybody from the WNBA can hear me right now, put them on the radio. I mean, for real, backup old faithful of the radio, you can listen to it in the car. We leave our apartments and homes at like halftime to come here to the studio
LA,
to record.
Traffic.
If you just put all the games on just the hardwire radio, that'll allow people to be able to interact, even if they're in between the channels. Yeah. Because I had to re-up my Spectrum Sports because the Lakers ain't playing no more. So, of course, I'm in between the season there. So, make sure you look on the WNBA app. It'll tell you where the game is in case it's hard to find. Because I'm on Threads and I'm on Twitter, and it's like people can't find the game. So I just wanted to give that public service announcement.
And it's something that's a major issue. You got these big-time players coming in the draft that are still playing in the W. You want to be able to watch them. Make it easy. Put it out there for people to see. So the Sparks, they come back to L.A., so they get, a day off tomorrow.
Yep.
We all need a day off. Court. Yeah, we all do. They get back on the court, practice Tuesday, hopefully. Then Wednesday, they have a matchup with the Minnesota Lynx.
Who are playing crazy basketball
playing
right
some
now.
Solid basketball. Everybody's in the W. It's going to be a tough one. But they're back Friday as well. They got Dallas again. And then Sunday they have Vegas. These 3 games coming up, what would you like to see? And let's focus towards the Rooks.
Okay.
Because they are the future. This is a team that is building something. And Rakia Jackson, Cameron Brink are going to be key to it. What would you like to see from them with these coming games at home?
I think that they need to focus on their offense.
Okay.
I think, and I mean that in all the ways that are focused on offensively scoring, focus on your offensive IQ. You know what I mean? Playing better IQ with the basketball, taking better care of the ball. Rakia Jackson was the only player on the Sparks team with no turnover this game. So, I mean that collectively, but especially for the rookies because you're in a starting position right now.
Yep.
You want to make sure you take advantage of every single offensive push that we have and then get in those offensive and defensive rebounds.
Yeah.
I think those are the 2 missing pieces that'll decrease the turnovers, that'll allow us to get second look points, and then limit other teams to one and done like we've been talking about.
Yeah, and I think with the young players, I like that you said focus on that offensive end because at this moment, we know they both can play defense. Very versatile, length, quick, fast players. But you want to see them do some things. Rakia, we know, is a ball. She went 3 for 10. She's trying, but wanted to see her be a little bit more efficient.
Yeah.
Take a couple better shots. Maybe do a little bit more without the ball, cutting and slashing, running the floor. Cameron Brink, we really want to see her. This is really her development year offensively.
Yeah.
So she should be out there trying everything that she has
Jump hook.
in her repertoire. Yeah. Every move, ball fakes,
Yeah.
dream shakes, things like that, popping out, shooting the 3, shooting the mid-range. If you could take somebody off the dribble, try it because at this point, it's a trial and error year for her on the offense because we didn't expect her to come in like Caitlin Clark and put up these big-time numbers offensively. So I want to see how they progress this week offensively, the things that they're trying to do. And then for the vets, I want to see the point guard play, the turnovers. Can they fix that and, figure that out because it's going to be key if they want to try to sneak into the playoffs.
Yeah. And one thing that I also think we missing and would have made a big difference today is Ari McDonald. Right? If she had a win off for 20 points like she's been going off, she just had an off game, no pressure.
Yep.
We know that there'll be ebbs and flows in there, but single-digit games, when we don't have a point guard and coach is saying it's a collective effort.
Go get it.
Now, that's tough.
Yeah.
Go after them points, girl. Go be as aggressive as you need to be.
Man.
Put them buckets up. Take it to the hole. Also, let's stop settling for these weird mid-range shots and then just throwing up the 3 every now and then. Like, let's take it in. Let's attract some fouls, and let's put some points up on the board.
And then coaching got to get them in a position so that they can succeed. But Sparks fans, thank you guys for tuning in with Michael and DJ. Wednesday, Sparks are back at it. So we're back at it to talk to you about the Sparks, and hopefully they can bring us home a win. Catch you guys Wednesday, baby.
See you at Crypto.